Good morning. This is Mona, and this is my morning view. Today, June 5th, 2025. It is Thirsty Thinking Thursday. Thirsty Thinking Thursday. And I'm sitting there. What is it that I want to talk about that draws us nearer, draws us closer? What's that one thing? Because one thing has been a thing this week, right? What is that one thing that propels us deeper into the things of God? So we have this desire. We're like, okay, I would like to do this. I would like to have my relationship with God to be closer and draw near to me as I draw near to you, he says. Draw near to me as I draw near to you. So, sometimes it's like two magnets that, you put them together and they draw closer, right, until they connect. And sometimes you feel like you're the magnets that are going against each other. It seems like the more you do, the less connected. Because we put our trust in the to-do. We don't have to do much of anything. But we get caught up going, I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. Because if I don't do those things, then I won't get closer to God. And it's true, there are things that bring us closer to God. There's this relationship. If you're going to have a friendship, God's been talking to me about friendship lately. And how I lack in this area. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like I've got way too many things to do to be involved with people right now. And he's like, do you want to be a friend? Now I know, and I've learned way back, decades ago, that in order to have friends, you must show yourself friendly. I had this era about me that was standoffish, like, don't come near me. Don't hug me. Don't involve yourself with me. I'm an entity, an island unto myself. Therefore, you all stay this way. I mean, I was young. I was new in the Lord. And I didn't really trust people. I didn't trust people. And because I didn't trust them, I didn't even want them near me. But the thing that is, what I have learned, is God wants us to be around people. Even those people that irritate us, because we grow from being around those people. If we allow those people to irritate us and grind into us, what is that telling us about ourselves? What is it that's saying, okay, this bothers me, why does it bother me? And we can put all sorts of religious things onto it and make us look like a victim. But that's not what that's there for. It's there to show us what's in here that needs to change. Now, there are times when God calls people to go out and chastise, I guess, would be the word to use. Tell people that they're doing wrong. But for the most part, most people know they're doing wrong already. There are a few people that do not. They just don't comprehend that it was wrong, maybe because they were raised that way. So, I was not raised to be trusting of people. I was not raised to have people in my life. I was raised to be independent. It's that United States of America Independence. Independence Day is coming up. That's my pupper dog's birthday. She's not out here today. Don't know if she's feeling well because she's been tired a lot and she does play, but not like she normally does. So, might have to go get her checked out. She's up all night. That's part of the reason why she's tired. That's a squirrel moment. But Independence Day, well, I talk about her because she thinks she's the star of the show. So, we got to talk about her at least if she's not here presently. Okay, so independence. It's part of our, kind of like our DNA as Americans, U.S. citizens. And my generation goes way back before the independence and before the United States became the United States. So because my generations go back, it's really deep in there. Generation after generation. It's a generational curse, even though most people think it's a generational blessing. It is not, because that's not how God set up the kingdom. The kingdom as kingdom citizens. We are not to be independent. We are to be dependent upon Him and upon others. And we are to be with others so that they can depend on us. It's not just it's both. They depend on us, we depend on them. God depends on us, we depend on Him. It's a mutual understanding. I'm messing up this film right now because the shadow and how I have to walk with the things in the way. So I apologize for my filming. So, when we try to get closer to God, and we put all these expectations upon us, and then we put all those expectations on God, does that work in your friendships now? Do your friends have these high expectations of you? And or do you have high expectations of your friends? Because they're built differently, they're wired differently, they're made differently, because we're unique. So I have friends that are like really okay with me popping in every 6 months saying, "Hey, love you, you're my best friend." And she really is my best friend. If I needed to talk, she's the one I would go to. And she's cool with that. And I have other friends that they want a phone call at least a week. At least a week. And if they don't get a phone call within a week from me, not that we talk within the week. But if I don't make a phone call within the week, or a text, or something that connects us within a week, she's like, are we even friends? And that's okay for her, because that's who she is. That's the part that I struggle with, because I'm like, but I understand. I understand that if you're not being with that other person, if you're not spending some kind of time with that person, how close are you really going to be? And that's with God. How much time do you spend with God if you give Him once every 6 months? Yes, you can pour out your heart to God. You can pour out your heart to Him, like I do with my friend. But how close are you really going to be? Right? Spending time with God looks differently with different people. And there's different ways of communication with Him. There's reading His Word. I would say that's equivalent to text. There's a time of silence where you're listening to Him. There's a time where you're having conversation. Remember, conversation is two-way. It's you speaking, them speaking, or them speaking, you speaking. Right? You both get turns talking. You both get turns listening. And because you get turns listening, that is a conversation. That could be equal to a phone call. Or it can be even more. Deeper still. Like Moses, face to face. Deeper still, Moses, lip to lip. Friendship. We're going to talk. But we're going to talk real low. Because it's a conversation between me and you. And this conversation between me and you can only be heard if you're this close. He doesn't care about your bad breath. Nope. He wants those conversations that are this close. This close. Deeper still. And how do you get there? Well, you start with the text. You start with the phone conversation. And then you draw closer. Because as you draw closer, He draws closer. Like that magnet. When you are reaching out for the God, think of it as reaching out to your friend. How close are you to your friend? How close are you to your spouse? Your spouse should be your friend. Do you have those deep conversations? It's the same thing. The deep conversations. You have the hard conversations. You own the things that are yours, the things that you've messed up on. You own up to it. Thirsty Thinking Thursday. How do we draw closer to God? How do we draw closer, deeper? You start with that. All right. Not going to hold on. For those that are on YouTube, subscribe right there. Hit the subscribe button. Hit notifications so you'll know when I'm on live. Because eventually I may be able to do these long ones on live. Right now, I'm doing the long one on Facebook. And then it will be uploaded tonight or tomorrow. Those on Facebook and YouTube, like, comment, share. If you find the content valuable. And blessings. Have a great day. Tomorrow will be Feisty Friday. All right. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. And those of you who are not on YouTube, you're just watching me on Facebook, go over to my channel, Mona E. Harrison. Different than my profile here on Facebook. Mona E. Harrison. Go over there, you'll see my wisdom, my beautiful face, and hit subscribe. All right. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Feisty Friday's coming. All right. Bye.